Okay.
I have a question. Can I ask now?
Merci beaucoup.
Okay, go ahead. Ask me. Okay. Au revoir, everybody.
When you are telling that the vibration of everybody affect us.
Yes.
And so isn't it good that we, for the like Rishi Arinda was also spent 20 years in one room, aloof, and mother was taking care of everything. So isn't it good that we, as a commoner and as at a very low level, we should also minimize our social group or socializing to the minimum so that we don't get so much vibration.
Okay, I understand your question. But Srimda is saying if you do that, okay, it becomes easier. Certainly. And that is what the ascetic is doing. He runs away to the cave or the Himalayas or the forest. But Srimda is saying when you do that, you are not having a complete solution. Nah? So your question is a very valid one.
But in the beginning, when we want to do and we cannot do, because if we are live in the same house, social life, then we cannot do it. So for to break that thing, if we go out and enjoy that phase, then we come back. Then naturally, all these things will not affect us. No.
That is one solution. But Srimda is saying a more comprehensive solution would be not to run away from the world. It is much more difficult, he admits. It is much more difficult, but more fulfilling afterwards. That's what he's saying. But if one particular soul wants to do what you're saying, okay, that is valid. In fact, he does not disapprove of the ascetic running away. Okay. So what you're saying is, it's a possibility, certainly. But it depends on what you want to do. Okay, some people don't want to do that. Some people want to do that. Very few want to do what Srimda is saying. It is true what you're saying. Okay.
Because we are not so much at the high, our consciousness level is not so high that we can do everything on our. We want to break somewhere. So that is the reason why people come to ashram and stay here and listen to the talk, so that they cut off from their all the normal social life.
As I told you, that is one, it is valid, but it is one solution. There can be other solutions also.
Yeah, there are multiple solutions, depend upon your one's capacity, no?
Exactly. So it depends on the individual. So both are right, what you're saying. And if the other ones also say that, no, I don't want to lose my contact with the world, but I will try. It's a more difficult and longer path, but I don't mind. That is also another solution. That is the solution. Okay?
Okay.
You know, when the ashram started after 1926, and people used to write questions to Mother and Sri Aurobindo, and Sri Aurobindo used to always say okay, it's not good to keep contact with X or P or Y.
Yeah.
So, and very often people even ask Mother, and she would also say, okay, no, you should be more to yourself and don't be under the influence of P or X or Y.
Okay.
Because at that time the sadhana was very intense.
Yes, you are right.
But nowadays, I mean, each one's sadhana is going to fluctuate up and down. So you can't have one fixed rule for anything. It is you from within who will feel, okay, X, if I talk to X, I don't get good vibes from him. So I'm not likely to associate. But Y has good vibrations. For example, if I go to Amal and I talk to him, then he's going to correct solve my problems, tell me where I'm wrong.
No, you are not wrong. You are not wrong. It depends on you. So that is exactly what I'm saying. That Sri Aurobindo, when someone asks Sri Aurobindo, should I lead a social life or should I separate myself? Sri Aurobindo will look at his nature and say, no, it is better for you. You are too outward going. So restrict yourself to your own room. Okay, so one, he will say that. But someone who has an ascetic tendency, Sri Aurobindo said exactly the opposite. No, you have to conquer because the middle path is always the right one. And so you have to associate more with the others. This idea of segregating yourself is not a very good one for you. It depends on the individual. So Yasmin, what you're saying is absolutely right, but it depends on the individual nature. Some people need to restrict their social activities. Some people, when they are too ascetic, need to associate themselves more with the world. So both are true. Depends on the individual. I remember very clearly in the letters, someone saying that no, Sri Aurobindo says that you are too ascetic and too withdrawn. it is better you mix with the others as far as possible. Okay. Yeah. So it depends on each individual. In fact, this is. Yeah. Tell me.
Mother has restricted students and teachers from going out from the for the vacation also, no? She wants everybody to stay here
Listen, I'll
because
tell
of
you.
this vibration matters only, no?
Yes, but tell me, when mother is there with her protection, okay, this is
Okay.
absolutely valid. She does not want you to be subjected to outside influences. Now, what is the situation? There is a TV, there is a phone, and you can get whatever you want on your phone without going out of your house. So
Yes.
conditions have changed entirely. So it is now up to you to exercise your discrimination and associate or not associate with what you want to do. Okay.
It become more difficult for us now.
Yes, exactly. Okay, that's exactly the thing. Okay, that's
Okay.
it.
When technology is the master,
Ah,
disaster comes faster.
yes. So it's an advantage as well as a disadvantage. As Srivnu says, when you have a phone, you don't need to walk 100 miles to talk to somebody. When you have a washing machine, you don't have to spend 1 hour washing your clothes. So it's a great advantage. At the same time, if the phone breaks down, you suffer. So it's a servitude. It's a advantage, but you become a slave. You become a slave to the advantage. Okay. So same thing applies in our ordinary life also. We have to use our discrimination. If mother is there, it's a totally, she is there. But when she is there physically, it is different from when she is there subtly. Because it's more difficult for us to access that. But if you are individually conscious of it, certainly you can access her presence in the subtle. But presence in the physical and presence in the subtle, there is a big difference. Okay. Those who go on saying very glibly and very easily, a mother is there always. It is not absolute truth. She is there, but in the subtle world. She is not there in the physical world to guide you. Okay. So it is true that she is there everywhere. But are you open to that? That's the whole question. It's
You
like
know, people like you who
Huh?
grew up in the ashram
Yes.
and were in touch with her, you all were more dependent on her physically. But people like us who were like, I wasn't even born in Sri Aurobindo's time, and I never ever met the mother. So to us, it makes no difference because we never ever met her physically and asked her questions.
Yeah.
So, like, coming to the ashram itself, we feel her presence,
Yeah, that's
you
right.
know.
Yes, that's
So, and regarding the vacation, if you see even today, sometimes when children go away during their holidays, they
yes.
always tend to fall sick in the outside atmosphere.
Yes, yes, what you're saying is absolutely true. There is one child who absolutely refuses to go out, and her family is insisting that she goes out. And when she comes back, she told me very clearly that she falls ill. Okay? She falls ill and she doesn't want to go out, but the family is saying, how can you not see your parents? How can you not see your father? How can you not see your grandmother? You have to come out. They force the child to go out, not realizing that they are actually harming them. Okay. But again, it depends on the individual. But what you're saying is true. Absolutely true. Okay. So let me just point out one thing. Of course, if you are in the unbelievable good fortune of having come in contact with a living avatar or even a yogi, you are very, very fortunate. But that fortune is determined by your past development of your soul. But at the same time, it does not mean that the others are at a disadvantage. What about the 100,000 yogis who have never known Mother or Srimnu? They have also reached some level. So it's a question of development of the individual soul. Nobody is denied. Okay, this is something that you have to realize. You need not feel, oh, I was not fortunate enough to come in contact with the mother. There's a partial truth in it. But the truth is that you can determine your own future. You can determine what you want to do. Okay? So, all right, we have gone very much past our time. Okay, so.
Merci beaucoup.
Okay, au revoir. Au revoir.
Merci beaucoup, Rangada. Au revoir.
Thank you, Rangada.